Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Adam Kligfeld.
Morning, everyone. Hello to those who are here gathered in Pilch Hall at Temple Beth Am, where I noticed that just the ray of the light from the ceiling makes it look like my head is shining light like Moshe. So I hope I'm up to the task. Hello to anyone who might be joining live via Facebook Live on my profile or Temple Beth Am's page. And hello to anyone who's listening to this via the Temple Beth Am podcast whenever and wherever you are. Once again, we find ourselves with an opportunity to claim some moments just for ourselves, to retreat into the depths of the mind, to give a treat to the spirit, and to be able to say that whatever else happens in our day today, we will have claimed these sacred moments. I've been thinking a lot about Psalm 27, the High Holiday Psalm that we've been saying now for about 3 weeks. And sometimes, to quote, paraphrase one of my teachers and friends, Rabbi Eddie Feinstein, he talks about the pre-theological or the pre-liturgical moment. What was happening in the real mind of the real person before a verse was composed, right? And whatever one's theology is about the origin of the Torah, the book of Psalms were written by a person, whether King David according to tradition or someone else sitting on a mountain in Judea. What was that person experiencing, thinking? What had they just gone through such that these words came out of their mouth and that we have them 3,000 years later? And Psalm 27 seems to be written by someone who experiences both that life can be hard and challenging, and there are enemies and there are obstacles in the way, and that God is a refuge, right? That God is with God there, lo ira, I will not fear, and I'm taken care of. And our tradition has us frequently turning to God as the source of that comfort in our lives. You know what? Alan, will you ask them to take, on my authority, a 10-minute break from that? Say they have to stop that sound for 10 minutes. Sorry, folks. It's just a very loud construction going on. Thank you, Alan. Sorry, everybody. So, the psalmist says, "Mimi efchad," who can I possibly fear when armies are arrayed against me, when there are battles in front of me? I'm taken care of. One of the most important pieces of any theology, I believe, is to be able to say and think something about the nature of the Holy One, and then to turn it right around and say, in what way can I embody that very thing that I hope is present in the divine? So the meditation today is going to be not necessarily, although you can go there in your mind, about the ways in which you feel God is that rock and refuge for you. But in what way can you and ought you be that rock or refuge for someone else? How can you be the person who, after time with you, would be inspired to write such a psalm, knowing that all will be well in life because you are there? Okay? So that in mind, I invite you to close your eyes. Start enjoying the quiet around you. It's not perfectly still, but hopefully you're in a place where been able to control most of the sounds so that they don't intrude upon you. And if you start noticing sounds you hadn't noticed before, because with your mind quiet, your ears may be attuned to things that were beneath the threshold before, Notice them, and then release them. They're present, but they're not central. If you haven't yet put your feet flat on the ground in front of you, helping you to hold your body in a series of right angles. The most important line being the line between your tailbone, through your spine, up through the crown of your head. A dignified position, reaching towards the heavens, grounded to the earth below you. Turn your attention to your breathing. Whether you slow the pace or not, consider your breathing to be a luxury, like you are sipping each time you breathe into some elixir that has the power to revivify you, because it does. And whether you're familiar with the words of Psalm 27 or not, let your mind come to this notion of an ancient author sitting in some part of the ancient kingdom of Judea, facing perhaps physical armies, physical mountains that seem too high to climb, evildoers constantly nipping at this person's heels, who's still able to say, Bezot ani boteach, but I'm secure. I have faith. I am well. Because of this. Because you are here. Because I can be in the presence of God. Ulevaker behechalo, and to visit that sanctuary. And I am okay. Who might say that about you? You are not a god, but you aspire for a divinely tinged life. Who looks at his or her challenges and obstacles and is able to say, Bezot ani boteach. It's because of this person, because of you, that I can stand straight, that I can be less afraid, that I can be okay. To whom are you not yet offering that refuge? But you could. Perhaps you should. Perhaps you must. Conjure the faces and the three-dimensionality of the people in your life to whom you are or could be a rock, a refuge, a source of strength and reliability, the one about whom someone might write with gratitude. I am well because of you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Come back to the surface. Come back to this world, this realm. I'm going to pull the closing meditation prayer up on the screen. We'll say it 3 times. Those of you in person, again, I forgot to bring it this time, and I apologize. You can listen, or if you know it well, you can say it along with me 3 times. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. I said, everyone here who's online and is listening later, shalom. For us, at least on a Friday, Shabbat shalom. Namaste, and be well.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am, Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.